Listen closely, for what I am about to reveal is not for the faint of heart, nor for the minds content with mediocrity. The principles you are about to absorb are the keys to mastering not merely wealth, but the inner citadel of your own mind, the domain from which all success, power, and enduring achievement flow. Those who have mastered these truths do not stumble helplessly in the turbulence of emotion. They do not tremble before fear, nor bow before the judgment of others. They dominate because they understand a truth that most mortals never grasp. The world obeys the mind that commands itself. The first secret, the foundational principle upon which all mastery rests, is the definiteness of purpose. The individual without purpose drifts like a leaf in a storm. The rich, the powerful, the extraordinary all operate with the unwavering clarity of knowing precisely what they intend to create in this world. They possess a target so sharply defined, so intensely visualized, that no distraction can sway them. Observe closely. If you allow your attention to scatter, if you permit emotions to dictate your course, you relinquish power. You may gain momentary pleasure or fleeting approval, but you forfeit mastery over your own destiny. A mind without purpose is a mind at the mercy of circumstance. Decide now what your purpose island. Write it. Memorize it. Let it burn within you like the unquenchable flame of necessity. Until you have this, every other principle is weakened, every effort diluted. The second secret is the mastery over emotion. Recognize this. Emotions are not enemies to be suppressed, but forces to be understood, directed, and employed with the precision of a master strategist. The average person reacts. When insulted, anger rises. When opportunity threatens, fear dictates withdrawal. When praised, pride dictates arrogance. Observe the effect. Reaction enslaves, detachment liberates. The rich do not react, they respond. They see the event, evaluate the facts, command their inner state, and act from choice rather than impulse. Understand this. Emotional detachment is not coldness, it is control. It is the awareness that you are not the storm, you are the captain. The richer and more powerful you become, the more the world seeks to agitate you. Learn to observe without attachment. Learn to measure every reaction against your ultimate purpose. Only then will your mind become a weapon of precision rather than a battlefield of chaos. Third, consider the law of mental neutrality. The mind of the wealthy is not tossed about by the tides of opinion, gossip, or fleeting excitement. To dominate, one must cultivate a state of calm neutrality, where events are observed as data points, not as judgments upon the self. This does not mean indifference, it means clarity. Imagine the mind as a perfectly still lake. Every event, every challenge, every praise or insult ripples across the surface, but beneath, the depths remain unmoved. This depth is power. From here, strategy emerges. From here, opportunity is perceived where others see only chaos. This is the mind that creates empires, commands respect, and bends circumstance to will. The fourth secret is the principle of accurate thinking. Rich individuals understand that every success is rooted in objective, unemotional assessment of reality. They do not cling to wishful thinking. They do not allow assumptions, biases, or nostalgia to blind judgment. Facts, untainted by the distortions of fear or desire, become the foundation of action. To think accurately, one must learn to separate truth from illusion, perception from reality. Many are deceived by appearances, many are guided by sentiment, but the powerful, those who dominate, seek clarity at all costs. Accurate thinking is the compass by which you navigate the turbulent seas of human endeavor. Without it, all effort drifts. With it, all endeavor converges towards certainty of result. The fifth secret is self-discipline, the muscle upon which all other principles rely. Purpose without discipline is merely fantasy. Emotion without discipline is chaos. The rich build routines, cultivate habits, and enforce accountability upon themselves with ruthless consistency. They awaken before the world demands it. They act when others hesitate. They persist when others falter. Discipline is not punishment, it is freedom. Freedom to execute, freedom to endure, freedom to achieve. It is the invisible architecture that allows monumental structures of wealth, influence, and achievement to stand unshaken through the storms of life. Sixth, understand the power of autosuggestion. The mind is a fertile field. The thoughts you plant today will bear the harvest of tomorrow. The rich program their minds with deliberate, consistent messages aligned with their purpose and strategy. They repeat affirmations, visualize outcomes, and immerse themselves in ideas that reinforce dominance over circumstance. This is no mere pep talk. It is deliberate, scientific conditioning. Repetition shapes belief. Belief shapes action. Action shapes destiny. If you allow the mind to be invaded by doubt, fear, or envy, your future is surrendered. If you feed it purpose, courage, and clarity, you become unstoppable. Seventh, grasp the principle of concentrated effort. Success is never scattered. The powerful do not chase every opportunity. They marshal resources, focus energy, and apply intellect toward singular objectives with relentless intensity. A half-hearted endeavor accomplishes nothing. A mind and will united in concentrated effort dominate all challenges. Rich individuals recognize this law. The more precisely you aim your mind and your resources, the greater the effect. Scatter and mediocrity follow hesitation. Focus and mastery follow decisive, unyielding effort. Eighth, embrace strategic detachment from opinion. The masses are ruled by validation, by the approval or disapproval of others. The rich recognize that external opinions are irrelevant to internal purpose. Approval may comfort, disapproval may sting, but neither dictates action. To dominate, you must operate from principle, not from popularity. Let the opinions of others roll past like clouds across the sky. They matter not to the Sunday. You are the sun of your own world. Your light does not waver because of passing shadows. Ninth, the law of persistence. Wealth and mastery are never delivered to the impatient. The world tests, challenges, and confronts every individual seeking greatness. The powerful persist. They adjust tactics, learn from failure, endure temporary discomfort, and maintain unwavering focus on the ultimate objective. Understand this. Temporary defeat is a teacher, not a verdict. Temporary frustration is an instrument, not a barrier. Only those who persist, who refuse to yield to discouragement, will command the rewards of dominance. And finally, the 10th secret. Mastery over the inner world. Every external victory begins within. Every empire, every fortune, every achievement is first constructed in the mind. Those who dominate the world are those who have mastered themselves. They are not slaves to fleeting emotions, capricious desires, or the illusions of external circumstance. They are architects of reality. They observe, they analyze, they direct, and they act with precision. Mastery over the inner world confers freedom, the freedom to act decisively, the freedom to endure hardship, the freedom to achieve what others deem impossible. Hear me clearly. These 10 principles are not abstract concepts. They are practical, actionable laws of mental and emotional discipline. They are the framework through which ordinary men and women become extraordinary. If you allow emotions to govern your actions, you forfeit your power. But if you command your thoughts, you command your future. If you surrender to fear, you surrender opportunity. But if you cultivate courage, discipline, and clarity, nothing in the external world can restrain you. From this moment forward, understand that mastery is a choice. Detachment is not avoidance, it is power. Discipline is not limitation, it is liberation. Your mind, your thoughts, your emotional state, these are the ultimate instruments of achievement. Cultivate them with rigor, direct them with purpose, and the world itself will bend to your will. Begin today, decide now. Observe, command, act. The principles of the rich are not secrets. They are laws, and they are yours to obey, to internalize, to live by, until mastery is no longer an aspiration. It is your nature. Every thought, every choice, every impulse you harbor within your mind is a seed of your destiny. If you understand this, you begin to comprehend the full scope of human potential. The world, with all its chaos, its noise, and its relentless pressures, obeys only one law, the law of mental command. Those who rise above, those who dominate, are not stronger in body than others. They are not luckier, nor inherently smarter. Their advantage resides in the mastery of the inner world, their ability to command every emotion, every thought, every impulse, and direct it with precision toward a singular purpose. The first secret, definiteness of purpose, is the cornerstone of all achievement. Imagine a man adrift at sea, battered by waves, with no compass and no map. Such a man will eventually perish or drift to an unworthy shore. The person with definiteness of purpose, however, charts a course and moves relentlessly toward it. He visualizes his objective so vividly that the mind refuses to consider distraction. Every action, every decision, every resource is marshaled in service of this objective. Picture the young entrepreneur who wakes at dawn while others slumber, whose evenings are devoted to studying, learning, refining, and preparing. He knows precisely what he desires, not money for its own sake, but the freedom, influence, and opportunity it represents. With purpose, distraction cannot penetrate. Without purpose, all energy dissipates into aimless effort. To develop definiteness of purpose, take pen and paper and write in clear, uncompromising language the one thing you intend to achieve in this life. Make it precise, measurable, and emotionally compelling. Read it every morning and every evening. Let it dominate your thoughts until your actions, your habits, and your speech become an echo of that purpose. The rich understand this law intuitively. They do not stumble. They advance with the certainty of one who knows the shore exists, even when the storm rages. The second secret, mastery over emotion, is the silent engine of power. Consider the soldier on the battlefield, faced with sudden ambush, fear coursing through his veins. The average man panics, and the panic is fatal. The soldier trained in mastery over his mind and emotion remains calm, observes the situation, evaluates options, and acts decisively. Emotions, left unchecked, enslave. The rich cultivate emotional detachment, not coldness, but control. They perceive the insults, the provocations, and the setbacks of life as neutral phenomena, tools to be analyzed, rather than fires to ignite reaction. Every major failure, every attempted sabotage, every challenge in life is filtered through the lens of calm awareness. You must do the same. Begin now. When irritation rises, pause. When fear threatens, breathe. Observe it, name it, and redirect it toward constructive action. This is not theoretical. It is the very essence of power. Emotional mastery separates kings from beggars. The third secret, law of mental neutrality, extends this principle into every corner of perception. The world will attempt to provoke you, flatter you, or terrify you. Those who respond to these provocations with equilibrium, with unshaken neutrality, command life itself. Imagine the investor watching markets fluctuate wildly. The amateur panics and sells in fear, or buys in greed. The master remains neutral, assessing only facts and probabilities. Neutrality is not weakness. It is a strategic vantage point, a mind unshaken by every passing wave. Cultivate it by observing events daily without immediate judgment. Let the mind record, evaluate, and decide with clarity and objectivity. The more neutral your mental state, the more precisely you can act, and the less chance circumstance controls you. Fourth, accurate thinking is the lens through which all mastery is focused. The powerful are those who see things as they are, not as they hope or fear. Consider Thomas Edison, who faced thousands of failed experiments. Each failure was cataloged, analyzed, and used to improve the next attempt. He saw clearly the filament does not work. Why? Not, I am a failure. Accurate thinking demands honesty, the courage to confront uncomfortable truths, and the discipline to separate fact from opinion, observation from interpretation. Daily, examine your assumptions. Ask yourself, is this belief based on evidence or on desire? Is my action guided by reality or illusion? The mind that cannot think accurately is a mind enslaved. The mind that can think accurately is unstoppable. Fifth, self-discipline is the bridge between knowledge and achievement. Purpose without discipline is fantasy. Emotion without discipline is chaos. Consider the athlete who wakes before dawn, trains relentlessly, controls diet, studies tactics, and sacrifices pleasure for performance. The rich cultivate this same relentless control, not merely over action but over thought. They guard attention, regulate impulses, and enforce accountability. Daily practice is essential. Write a schedule of your actions and adhere to it. Measure results. Remove distractions. Cultivate habits that reinforce purpose and eliminate weakness. Discipline is not confinement, it is freedom. Freedom to act, to endure, to achieve. The sixth secret, power of autosuggestion, allows the mind to internalize purpose and principle. The rich speak to themselves with unwavering authority. They affirm their capabilities, visualize desired outcomes, and direct thought toward achievement relentlessly. This is not fluff or repetition, it is conditioning. Just as muscles respond to resistance, the mind responds to repetition. If you feed it doubt, fear, and envy, the harvest will be limitation and failure. If you feed it belief, purpose, and clarity, the harvest is power, influence, and wealth. Begin each day with deliberate autosuggestion. State your purpose, visualize your success, and let the mind resonate with certainty. Seventh, concentrated effort is the application of mind and resource in a unified, relentless direction. The wealthy do not scatter their energy. They focus, persist, and act with intensity. Consider the chess grandmaster who plans 10 moves ahead. Every move, every resource, every thought is in service of a singular objective. Fragmented effort yields fragmented results. To dominate, marshal your energy toward one objective at a time. Let no distraction dilute it. Let no fear deflect it. Concentration is the force multiplier of all achievement. The eighth secret, strategic detachment from opinion, shields the mind from the tyranny of social judgment. The masses live for approval, validation, and acceptance. The rich live for purpose, principle, and result. Observe, those who constantly chase validation surrender initiative. Those who act from internal authority command opportunity. Detach from judgment. Act from principle. Build a reality defined not by popularity, but by impact. The ninth secret, persistence, is the quality that separates ephemeral success from enduring mastery. All achievement encounters resistance, setbacks, and failure. The powerful persist. They adjust, learn, and continue. Consider the inventor, the entrepreneur, the leader who failed dozens of times before breakthrough. Every temporary defeat was fuel. Every obstacle a teacher. To persist is to signal to the universe that you will not yield, that your will is immovable, and that the outcome must bend to your resolve. The 10th secret, mastery over the inner world, unites all principles. Command your thoughts, your emotions, your focus, create your reality from within. Every empire, every fortune, every life of influence begins in the mind. Observe impulses, assess desires, cultivate detachment, and direct all energy toward defined purpose. Mastery over the inner world is freedom, power, and invincibility. It is the force that allows ordinary humans to become legends. Every one of these principles is a tool. Every one is a weapon. Every one is a law. And when combined, they form the architecture of domination. Understand this: the world outside will always seek to distract, to provoke, to diminish. But if you command the inner world, the outer world becomes malleable. Wealth, influence, power, and achievement flow to those who act with clarity, discipline, and unyielding purpose. Now, the time to act is not tomorrow, not next week, not when conditions are convenient. The time is now. Observe your mind, train your emotions, discipline your body, focus your purpose, and persist relentlessly. The rich do not wait for luck, they create it. They do not chase opportunity, they become opportunity. They do not react, they command. Take these principles, make them daily rituals, apply them relentlessly. Visualize success until it becomes inevitable. Command your inner world until domination is the natural state of being. And know this: the moment you seize mastery over yourself, you seize mastery over life. Every obstacle becomes temporary, every challenge becomes manageable, every dream becomes inevitable. This is your summons. This is your path. The secrets of the rich are now revealed. Obey them, live them, breathe them. Let them forge you into the unyielding, unstoppable force you were always meant to be. The world will bend, circumstances will yield, and your purpose will manifest not by chance, but by deliberate, disciplined mastery over thought, emotion, and action. You are the captain of your destiny, the commander of your inner world, the architect of your empire. Begin now. Dominate relentlessly. Succeed infinitely. Every human being possesses a latent reservoir of power far beyond what society teaches. Most live enslaved to impulse, opinion, and fleeting emotion, mistaking reaction for action, sensation for intelligence. But the rich, the powerful, the architects of destiny understand that reaction is the servant of weakness, while deliberate response is the tool of mastery. They know that when life provokes, it is not the circumstance itself that defines you, it is your response. This is the law of inner sovereignty. If you allow your emotions to govern your actions, you forfeit your power. But if you command your thoughts, you command your future. Every moment of provocation, every disappointment, every insult is a test. The weak will burn, the strong will learn. Do not confuse detachment with passivity. Detachment is not disinterest. Detachment is control. It is the ability to observe the world as it is, to recognize opportunity within adversity, to navigate chaos without losing clarity. Think of the hunter stalking his prey in the forest. He does not rush. He does not panic. He observes, evaluates, and acts at precisely the correct moment. This is the art of strategic detachment, the kind that allows you to dominate markets, negotiations, competitions, and even your own internal resistance. Mastering the inner world requires relentless self-inquiry. Ask yourself, moment by moment, what is the emotion rising within me? Why is it rising? Is it serving my purpose or sabotaging it? The rich ask these questions not once, but repeatedly, every day. They train the mind to separate impulse from intention, to align desire with strategy, to ensure that no action is wasted on triviality or reaction. Your mind is the battlefield. Your thoughts are the generals. And if your generals are untrained, if they are capricious, your empire collapses before it even begins. Consider the power of visualization, a tool of every great achiever. The mind cannot distinguish between vivid imagination and reality. When you picture yourself succeeding, commanding, achieving, your subconscious aligns resources, attention, and action toward that vision. Napoleon Hill himself emphasized the creative force of thought. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. This is no metaphor. It is the operating system of mastery. The rich see the future as a canvas, and every thought, every decision is a brushstroke. They do not hope for results, they construct them. Persistence, though often romanticized, is not merely enduring hardship. It is intelligent persistence. It is the combination of unwavering commitment and continuous refinement. The entrepreneur who fails 10 times but adjusts strategy, studies failure, and innovates is infinitely more powerful than the one who blindly endures without learning. The mind that persists intelligently will always triumph over circumstance, over competition, over chaos itself. The mind must also be shielded from the corrosive effects of negativity, envy, and doubt. These are the silent assassins of potential. Observe the people around you. Most serve as conduits for fear, gossip, and limitation. The rich protect their minds rigorously, controlling the information they consume, the relationships they maintain, and the thoughts they permit. You must do the same. Mental hygiene is no less important than physical hygiene. Purge doubt. Eliminate toxic influence. Nourish thought with clarity, optimism, and discipline. Time is the currency of the mind. The average person squanders it on distraction, procrastination, and indulgence. The powerful treat time as the ultimate asset, every hour a lever toward purpose. Do not waste your energy on what does not serve your objective. Do not surrender attention to what does not elevate your life. Your hours are finite, your purpose infinite. Align the two. Guard your schedule as you would guard treasure. Multiply effort with discipline. Every moment spent consciously is an investment in your empire. Understand also that emotional detachment is a precursor to influence. When your mind is calm, unwavering, and strategic, others are drawn to you not by charisma alone, but by certainty. People sense mastery. They respond to those who do not react in panic, anger, or confusion. The ability to remain composed while others crumble is a weapon of negotiation, leadership, and wealth accumulation. The moment you no longer seek approval, the moment you no longer fear criticism, you stand untouchable. Inner mastery also requires radical accountability. Success is never granted, it is claimed. Every action, every choice, every lapse must be examined with brutal honesty. The rich understand this truth. Excuses are the currency of the weak. Responsibility is the currency of the powerful. Look at yourself with unflinching clarity. Accept your mistakes, correct them immediately. Celebrate no victory without scrutiny, and trust no success without analysis. The mind trained in accountability is a mind trained to dominate. Finally, integrate all these principles into a singular philosophy of command. Purpose, detachment, accurate thought, self-discipline, persistence, strategic visualization, controlled response, and accountability. Alone, each is powerful. Together, they are unstoppable. Let these principles shape every morning, every conversation, every decision, every breath. They are the formula the rich use not only to accumulate wealth, but to command life itself. You are not a product of circumstance. You are the architect of destiny. Your mind is the instrument. Your choices are the notes. Play with precision. Strike with authority. And know that mastery of the inner world is not optional. It is mandatory for those who wish to rise above mediocrity. The world obeys the disciplined, the focused, the emotionally sovereign. Everything else is noise. Rise now. Seize control of your thoughts. Channel your emotions. Command your actions. Every failure, every fear, every fleeting doubt is a signal to act with greater clarity, not to retreat. Build the unshakable fortress of your mind. Let nothing outside disturb its walls. Let nothing inside divert its course. Let your purpose blaze with unerring intensity. The rich do not stumble because they are anchored within. Become anchored. Become unstoppable. Become the master of your world. The mind that wanders is the mind that wastes. The rich know that clarity of purpose is the foundation upon which all empires are built. Without a fixed goal, every thought, every action, every decision is diluted. A man without purpose drifts as a leaf in a storm, tossed by circumstance, until life itself erases his potential. The man with purpose becomes the storm. He draws opportunity toward him as naturally as gravity draws the earth. Purpose is not a vague wish. It is a laser-focused declaration to the universe. I will achieve this, no matter the obstacles, no matter the resistance, no matter the cost. Write your purpose. Speak it. See it. Live it. Let every thought be a tributary feeding the river of your destiny. Next comes self-discipline, the cornerstone of all success. The rich understand that talent is meaningless without control. A mind undisciplined is like a horse without a bridle galloping into ruin. Self-discipline is the ability to delay gratification, to act in alignment with long-term gain rather than short-term comfort. It is waking up before the world stirs, training your mind before distraction arrives, and mastering your impulses before they master you. Discipline is a muscle. It grows stronger with use and atrophies when neglected. Every day, take deliberate actions that fortify your will. Reschedule your life around purpose. Eliminate habits that weaken focus. Strengthen those that amplify power. Autosuggestion is the mind's secret programming language. Thoughts spoken aloud repeatedly begin to alter the subconscious wiring. The rich whisper to themselves the reality they intend to inhabit. They tell themselves, I am capable, I am disciplined, I am powerful. And eventually the subconscious accepts this as truth. Thoughts become belief. Belief becomes action. Action becomes result. Practice this daily. Speak your intentions. Imprint your destiny onto your own mind. Let no negative suggestion from the outside world infiltrate your inner command center. We now arrive at mastery over emotion, a principle that separates the powerful from the ordinary. Emotional reactivity is the chain that binds the untrained mind. The moment you let anger, fear, or envy dictate your behavior, you relinquish control. The rich feel emotion fully, but choose response over reaction. When insulted, they analyze, they strategize, they act with measured precision. When frightened, they plan, they prepare, they execute. Emotional mastery is the art of observing the storm without being swept away. Meditation, reflection, journaling, and mental rehearsal are the tools. Use them daily. Condition your mind to respond with calm intelligence no matter the provocation. Accurate thinking is the lens through which all decisions must pass. The rich do not accept rumor, assumption, or impulse as truth. They question, they investigate, they reason. Accurate thinking requires separating facts from fiction, cause from effect, emotion from logic. When you make decisions based on distorted perception, you court failure. When you make decisions based on clarity and evidence, you command outcomes. Practice this relentlessly. Analyze every claim. Demand evidence. Check your biases. The mind trained in accuracy sees opportunity where others see chaos and strength where others see threat. The sixth secret is strategic detachment. Life will tempt you with distractions, provocations, and drama. The weak succumb, the strong rise above. Detachment is not indifference, it is calculation. It is the ability to disengage from what you cannot control, to focus on what you can, and to maneuver without being pulled into unnecessary conflict. Picture a general on the battlefield, observing both allies and enemies, calculating moves and countermoves, unmoved by fear, confusion, or hype. That is how you must operate in life. Emotional neutrality amplifies clarity, enhances decision-making, and attracts respect from all who observe your composure. The power of calmness, closely tied to detachment, is both shield and sword. Calmness allows you to act decisively when others panic. Calmness allows you to think deeply when others react shallowly. Calmness commands respect. Calmness preserves energy. The rich cultivate it through preparation, reflection, and internal discipline. Before every decision, pause, assess, evaluate, decide from a place of clarity, not urgency. Let the chaos of the world rage outside your mind, but let your inner citadel remain unshaken. The principle of thought first is deceptively simple, yet profoundly powerful. Every action originates in thought. Control thought, and you control outcome. Fail to control thought, and you are a puppet to circumstance. The rich understand that before they act, they envision. Before they speak, they deliberate. Before they risk, they calculate. Thoughts are seeds. Action is sunlight and water. Sow wisely, nurture deliberately, harvest abundantly. Radical accountability is the next secret, the principle that separates leaders from followers. Excuses are the refuge of the weak. Ownership of every choice, every mistake, every result is the hallmark of mastery. When you hold yourself accountable, you reclaim power from circumstance, from failure, and from others' opinions. The rich analyze failures dispassionately, extract lessons, and convert setbacks into acceleration. Adopt the same discipline. See failure as raw material for progress. Accept no external blame. Claim every result as your responsibility. Finally, we arrive at relentless persistence, the unstoppable engine of achievement. Circumstances, competition, and even inner resistance will test you. Persistence is not mere endurance, it is intelligent, unwavering, adaptive commitment to purpose. It is continuing when others quit. It is learning from each misstep, refining strategy, and pressing forward with clarity. The rich do not stop, they do not waver, they do not complain. They act until success is not only possible, it is inevitable. These 10 secrets are not abstract concepts. They are tools of domination over the self, the market, and the circumstances of life. They are actionable, practical, and absolute. They demand courage, focus, and ruthless consistency. They are your blueprint for rising above mediocrity, for achieving control over your inner and outer worlds, for commanding outcomes that others only dream of. Now, the question is not whether these principles work. History is filled with their proof. The question is, will you act? Will you commit? Will you demand mastery from yourself and refuse anything less? Rise, seize the reins of your thoughts, govern your emotions, discipline your mind, visualize with intensity, persist with strategy, execute with precision. Let no distraction deflect you. Let no fear deter you. Become the master you were born to be. The world does not hand victory to the indecisive, to the reactive, or to the unprepared. Victory belongs to those who internalize these 10 secrets, who act upon them daily, who make them the architecture of life itself. The rich do not ask for permission. They do not wait for circumstance. They act relentlessly, intelligently, and with emotional sovereignty. This is the path of dominance, of inner freedom, of unstoppable success. Follow it, own it, become the architect of your destiny. Consider for a moment the life of those who have wielded these 10 secrets with unrelenting mastery. Think of Andrew Carnegie, who did not inherit wealth but built an empire by applying definiteness of purpose with ruthless persistence. He visualized steel mills rising from the ground, imagined the flow of production, the hierarchy of control, the precise outcomes he would demand, and then he acted, day after day, thought after thought, emotion under control, every step accountable. Carnegie's mind was a citadel, impervious to distraction, impervious to fear. He knew that emotional attachment to minor criticism would cloud judgment. He practiced detachment as naturally as breathing, and it allowed him to move decisively, to strike where others hesitated, to dominate his industry. Observe the same principle in modern titans, Jeff Bezos, who did not merely dream of selling books online, but constructed a mental map of logistics, inventory, and fulfillment that no competitor could match. He exercised thought first, accurate thinking, and emotional neutrality. When doubt arose from others, he did not flinch. When setbacks occurred, he did not react. He responded. The rich understand that the world will always attempt to provoke emotional turbulence, but mastery requires calmness. Bezos's calmness, his strategic detachment, allowed him to expand relentlessly, to scale systems, to dominate markets others feared to enter. Let us return to definiteness of purpose and examine it at the microscopic level of daily action. Your purpose is not merely an abstract statement, it is a series of deliberate, measurable acts executed with precision every single day. Ask yourself, does each choice I make today, each thought I allow, each conversation I engage in, align with my ultimate objective? If not, it is a diversion, a theft from the empire you are building within your mind. The rich treat their purpose as sacred. They guard it as a general guard strategy before battle. They refuse casual distraction, mindless chatter, and emotional entanglement that does not serve advancement. Self-discipline requires the construction of internal architecture. It is not enough to willpower yourself through crisis. You must build systems that enforce discipline naturally, create routines, design environments that favor your success, eliminate triggers of weakness. The rich understand that freedom is born from structure. They awaken at the hour others sleep. They study when others party. They invest when others squander. Self-discipline is the bridge between potential and achievement. It is the silent engine behind every act of genius. Without it, even the most brilliant idea is vapor, dissipating into the wind of procrastination. Autosuggestion, applied consistently, becomes psychic programming. Repeat your affirmations with conviction. Speak them aloud as though the universe is listening because Your subconscious mind is a faithful servant, executing instructions without questioning. Fill it with statements of power, abundance, and clarity. Imagine the man who repeatedly whispers, I am calm, I am intelligent, I am in control. With each repetition, neural pathways strengthen, habits form, and behavior aligns automatically with your declarations. Soon, your subconscious is the silent strategist, guiding your actions with precision, shielding you from fear-driven impulsivity. Mastery over emotion is not learned overnight. It is forged through deliberate confrontation with your own weaknesses. Begin with self-awareness. Identify the triggers that provoke anger, fear, or envy. Journal them. Analyze the origin. Then practice response over reaction. When provoked, do not answer immediately. Breathe. Observe. Decide. You are not your emotions. You are the commander of your internal forces. History's great leaders, Napoleon, Washington, Churchill, knew that moments of emotional control decide battles and careers. A single calm decision in a storm can outweigh years of frantic effort. Accurate thinking must be honed like a blade. Question assumptions relentlessly. Seek evidence. Analyze cause and effect. Consider the origin of advice. Separate your own prejudices from objective truth. The rich know that inaccurate thinking is the silent killer of opportunity. One decision based on flawed logic can undo years of disciplined work. Accuracy demands patience, scrutiny, and sometimes solitude. When the world insists on chaos and opinion, the disciplined mind thrives in clarity. making calculated moves while others flounder in uncertainty. Strategic detachment allows power to accumulate invisibly. It is the art of focusing on what matters while ignoring what does not. The master is like a chess grandmaster, anticipating moves far in advance, never distracted by the petty noise of irrelevant emotion. Detachment does not mean inaction, it means purposeful action without the weight of ego or reactivity. It creates space to observe, analyze, and strike with perfect timing. The world mistakes detachment for passivity, but in truth, it is the engine of precision, patience, and ultimate dominance. The power of calmness is inseparable from detachment. Calmness is not just absence of chaos, it is presence of control. When confronted with challenge, the calm mind sees the path that panic obscures. Calmness allows thought to flow, systems to operate efficiently, and opportunities to emerge from the fog of indecision. The rich cultivate calmness through reflection, rehearsal, and mental discipline. Their composure becomes their reputation. Others defer to them. Others underestimate them at their peril, and all are drawn to the magnetism of a mind unshaken. Thought first is the law of initiation. Before any action, before any conversation, before any investment, the mind must conceive with clarity. Visualization is not fantasy. It is the blueprint of execution. The rich practice this relentlessly. They see the end before they begin. They imagine obstacles and solutions in advance. Every action is a manifestation of premeditated thought, executed with efficiency and purpose. Thought is the soil, action the plant, outcome the harvest, control the soil, and the crop will follow. Radical accountability is the antidote to victimhood. Every success, every failure, every nuance of life is yours to claim. When disaster strikes, when opportunity slips, the rich examine their own role. They dissect the circumstances, extract lessons, and redirect energy toward mastery. Accountability eliminates excuses and multiplies power. It is the ultimate exercise in sovereignty. When you claim full responsibility, you reclaim control from the external world, making your inner world unassailable. Finally, relentless persistence binds all principles into kinetic power. Persistence is not blind stubbornness, it is intelligent, adaptive, unwavering execution. Every obstacle is a lesson. Every rejection is a signpost. Every failure is fuel. The rich do not quit. They study, adjust, and move forward with precision. Success is the inevitable outcome of persistence applied with discipline, accurate thinking, and emotional mastery. The mind that persists becomes a force of nature, unstoppable, uncompromising, and unconquerable. You have been given the keys, the 10 secrets the rich use to dominate everything. But understanding is not enough. Knowledge without execution is a cage. You must act today, immediately, in every thought, every choice, every conversation, every decision. Govern your mind, master your emotions, align action with purpose, persist without compromise. The moment has arrived. Rise, demand greatness from yourself, refuse mediocrity, construct your internal fortress of discipline, clarity, calm, and unstoppable energy. Let every day be a deliberate march toward mastery. Let every thought be a tool of creation, every emotion a servant of your purpose. Make the world bend before the momentum of your relentless focus. This is the path to freedom, to power, to achievement beyond imagination. No one will hand it to you. No circumstance can grant it. Only you, acting with absolute mental command, with clarity of purpose, with emotional sovereignty, with discipline, with accountability, and with relentless persistence, can seize it. The universe will respond to mastery. Fortune favors the relentless. Opportunity bows to preparation. Success is commanded by the mind, executed by the disciplined hand, and defended by the unshakable will. This is your charge. Take it, own it, live it. Dominate your inner world, and the outer world will obey. Become unstoppable. Become inevitable. Become the architect of your destiny. The 10 secrets are now within you. Apply them without hesitation, without compromise, without delay. And when you do, know this: there will be no limit to what you can achieve.